Hi, welcome back to Dive Gear Reviews. Today we're just taking a general overlook at my current rig, as a few people have requested to see it all put together and what I'm using. For the purpose of the video, I've taken off the wing itself, just so you can see a bit better. The wing I'm using at the moment is a DIR Zone Ring 23. It's a donut shaped wing, works pretty well. Very tough. I think it's got a Cordura outer, but it is single bladder, but it's 200 newtons of lift, so it's more than adequate for twin 12s, twin 15s. The backplate you can see in the video here is a 6mm DIR Zone backplate, weighs about 5 kilo. The cylinders that the whole rig are attached to are twin 12 Halcyon concave cylinders with Halcyon valves, and I've got a custom diver's lift bar on the top, which you might just be able to see there. Okay, the actual lift bar itself is not too great, must admit, because if you just take another look and look quite closely, the hand spacing for you actually to lift the cylinders is quite tight. So you are probably better off with the double halo, but then again, some people argue that this will encourage more snag risk, and you don't exactly know where it could get caught on because it is behind your head. So it swings and roundabouts there, really, if you want to use the double halo lift bar or the single lift bar. I just use the single because that's literally all I use it for. I don't use it to protect the valves or anything like that. It's got two milled aluminium DIN screw caps on in blue, so don't lose them. The actual harness itself is a Hollis Elite 2, and just taking a slightly closer look, I'm not sure if you'll be able to hear me when I'm actually going through the rig itself, but it's got a couple of downward facing D-rings, a Velcro retainer for hoses. I've put on a little bit of bungee there to route my inflator hose. Actually, a friend put it on for me, but it works really well. Keeping it nice and tight in position, because the DIR Zone wing inflator is quite short length, so trapping it underneath this bit of bungee has helped quite a bit. The good thing about the Hollis Elite 2 is that you have a lot of whilst being a very strong wing, strong harness, you have these pads, so it makes it very comfortable. A little better than one-piece harness, very comfortable over the shoulders for putting it on. But it also has a lot of brakes, and the brakes themselves, these squeeze clips, are all I think they're all Delrin or that sort of thing, and they unclip very well. And if you're ever in a crisis, you can get out of the wing very quickly, and it also makes kitting up and de-kitting, passing your kit into a boat much easier than a one-piece harness. But it is very strong, and they aren't what I'd consider weak points. So that was really the main benefit of me choosing this harness, is that the ease to get both in and out of it for rib diving. A couple of other features, I used a couple of 2 Hollis pockets. The first pocket, both zip now. I did have one which was a Velcro flap, but I found the zip pocket works a little easier for me. I have spare mask in this pocket, and also a pair of trauma shears, again just behind, just loose, because I have a multitude of cutting tools on the rig itself. In the second pocket, hopefully be able to see, I've got a spare finger spool and also a closed DSMB, the Frog, 1 meter DSMB. Moving on, we have my torch, which is the Cathx Ocean, which I've previously reviewed, and is very good. It's only a little larger than a backup light, and it is full power. It is my primary light, and really invest quite heavily in this. So look after this one, keep it on my right hand side. Not strictly DIR. Because I'm not using a Goodman handle or anything like that. I'm not using a canister torch, but it's got the same power and a similar run time, so it's just to save that extra bit of weight and extra bit of complication, really. Moving around, we have the Spec Plus SP15 Navy Diver's Knife, and behind that, should I need it, we have the Easy Cut Trilobite. Comes out relatively easily. Never had to use it in anger, but it is on the harness around the belt, so it's one quick single hand use. On the left hand side, now I won't I won't normally have so many cutting tools on the harness, but I was experimenting with which knife will work best and how many I can realistically fit on, how many I realistically use. So I haven't actually changed the harness since. So I've got the SP15 on the right hand side, and I have the Steel Mariner, the Boca Steel Mariner, on the left. I'm just experimenting which I prefer at the moment. Other than that, I have the KT ratchet reel on the left hand side, clipped onto a D-ring on the around the waist. All in all, I think the rig weighs about 35-40 kilos, with the wing, with the cylinders completely filled to about 220 bar. 5mm backplate, sorry, 6mm backplate weighs about 5 kilo, and the cylinders themselves weigh approximately, I think, 30 kilo, plus the stainless steel bands, valves and everything else. The torch and the KT reel also add about 2 kilo. So for freshwater diving, I don't actually need any weight, which is a plus. And I think in the sea, use about 2 kilo, about 3 kilo, to make sure I can get down. But other than that, that's the rig in its totality. The entire rig itself probably costs between $2,000 and $2,500 when you add in Apex Tech 3 regs. I use XTX50s at the minute for everything. Very happy with them. Wouldn't even change them for 200s, really, for all the difference that it makes. A couple of things I'm going to change over time. I might go over to the Twin Halo valve protector. I'm not quite sure. There'll be a second KT reel on there. This spool will probably become a bit more robust, probably become a stainless steel, either Halcyon Defender or KT. Probably put on a Hollis backup torch in either on a pocket or on a left chest D-ring. Not much else. I might change the actual mask. This is Juicer Visualator mask. That will probably get changed for either a Hollis M1 or a Hollis M4. And a second DSMB, probably a Yellow Frog 1.1 meter DSMB, and I'll probably also get the S10 SART from McMurdo as well, and put that on a belt, and that'll take either the place of the SP15 on the right hand side, or it'll take the place of the Steel Mariner on the left hand side. We'll see how that goes. Just not doing so much sea diving at the moment, so not really warranting it, but later in the year, when it picks up, one of the knives will go and it'll be replaced for that search and rescue transponder. And other than that, that's the rig in total at the moment. I also use the Halcyon rubber valves for ease of shutdowns and that sort of thing. And that's mostly it. I'll probably post a separate review of the Ring 23 DIR Zone wing at some point, but there's not an awful lot to see because it is all in black and there's really just the inflator, but its performance is really good, and it's only the second wing I've had, but it's comparable to the Buddy Trimix, but it's not got as much, probably not as tough on the outer, but it is a little bit more streamlined maybe, and it's not got the longer inflator hose or the auto air on it. So it's very techy, but it's very basic. It's only a single bladder wing. Okay, hopefully that explains the rig in a nutshell, and if you've got any questions, or if you're interested in anything else to do with it, just drop a question, or hopefully you like this video, so give it a thumbs up. Okay, thanks.